And good morning. Welcome to the VSA Capital 5-Minute Morning Miner. It's Monday, the 11th of August. Heatwave week, third heatwave week. What am I doing in London, Paul?
I don't know. It's a heat wave.
I do know why I'm here. Unfortunately, I've got to be here. But anyway, I'm here, and it's a heatwave. It was a lovely cycle ride in this morning, though. Right, let's start. Actually, one or two bits of news out today. Worth also pointing out, sort of late last week, over the weekend, the tungsten price went through $500. It really is strong, and probably people aren't really picking up on it correctly. So just well worth keeping an eye on tungsten stocks. It's got a lot of a feel about what happened with antimony. And with antimony, only certain stocks went flying up, but there should have been others that did. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on that. We'll do that for you. Right, Paul, news today. A little bit actually out on Cleantech Lithium. All change on the board, a placing, loan note restructuring, more licenses being acquired. It's all go. Talk us through, Paul.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things out on Cleantech today. Just covering the refinancing, or essentially the financing that was announced. They did put a placing in that has raised gross proceeds of 4.3 million sterling. That is an issue of 86 million shares, which accounts for about 46% then of the actual shares in issue. So it is a really sizable placing here. And 95% of the funds was taken up by existing shareholders, and that would in institutions. But it's pretty obvious here that in order to get in that kind of funding, that there was a requirement by those significant shareholders. They wanted to see some really significant changes across the board as far as the participants in the board and other items like that. So effectively, it is I would say, a restructuring of Cleantech to make sure that it can actually have something to prevail here. It isn't looking as nice as we would like to see as far as the Chilean government allowing Cleantech to proceed with the development of the project, but that isn't a closed off deal as yet. But they're simply not moving that project along the way the shareholders needed to go.
Yeah, I mean, the market has obviously been hit down to the sort of placing price. It's down to 5.25p. I'm just looking also that Metals won because they put £1 million in the placing. I'm going to end up with 10.7 of Cleantech Lithium, which is interesting. Metals One seem to be making a lot of investments all over the place, and they obviously have their own sort of warrant situation where they exercise the warrants and get in a lot of cash, which is quite useful. Metals One is up 18% today at 6.49. So again, it's Metals One as a stock price has been all over the bloody shop. Anyway, it's sort of intriguing to me, but enough of that. Right, carry on, Paul. What else do you want to mention?
Q2 results out from the Zimbabwe gold miner and dual quoted Caledonia Mining, showing just how much it has improved with the higher gold prices. Gold revenue at 65 million in the second quarter, which is up by 30% on a year-on-year basis, with a gross profit up by almost 50% on year to $33.8 million. Net cash position had improved as well to 26 million, whereas it was slightly in the negative before. Most of that, however, was due to the fact they received the cash proceeds in from the sale of the solar plant during this quarterly period, and that was over $20 million received on that particular situation. Production guidance for the Blanket mine in Zimbabwe for this year has been boosted, improved to at least 75,500 ounces. And the cost per ounce came in at an improved of $1,123 an ounce, which was an increase of about 11%, whereas all-in sustaining cost came in at 1,805. That's quite a bit jump there, 21.5%. And the average realized gold price they received $800 an ounce more than a year ago in Q2. So 38.5% increase to $3,188 an ounce. So dealing with the cost, you can see those cost increases at Blanket Mine in particular, but by the same token, the gold price has been moving higher and faster. So such is the results for the Q2.
Yeah, I see that Gemfields has also sold off its Fabergé, the old Fabergé egg business, which they owned.
The
They've
jewelry
sold that,
business, yes. Uh huh.
yeah, they've sold that off for $50 million. I don't think it's a total surprise. I think they've been looking to sell it for a while. I think they would have liked a slightly higher price originally, but that's probably the best they could get. Right. What else, Paul?
We also saw that late Friday, the TSX listed Vancouver Island copper gold explorer Northisle Copper had also closed on a successful placement for gross proceeds of Canadian 39.5 million. And Wheaton Precious Metals participated in that round with about 5 million Canadian contributed to it, and that is for their further exploration work, and that is a pre-development stage copper project in the north of Vancouver Island. So, obviously, with the key support there and the buoyant copper market at the moment, lots of investor interest.
Hmm. There you go. I think that's enough news for a Monday morning. We'll be back tomorrow. Thanks.
Very good. See you then.
This podcast has been produced and edited by VSA Capital. It is intended for information purposes and not as investment advice. The information is intended for recipients who understand the risks associated with equity investments in smaller companies. Please do your own research and do not rely on a single source when making an investment decision. VSA Capital may derive fees from this content and seeks to do business with the companies mentioned.